Welcome back to the Basics of Computer Science and Information Systems course. In this video, we will continue on the topic of organizations and information systems, particularly looking at organizational culture. Now, organizational culture is one of the things that is extremely important and one of the biggest factors that every organization needs to take into account in order to be able to be successful, and also in how it uses all its information system facilities or structure. So examples of the things that culture takes into place is expectations, experiences of the people, and philosophy of how people look at things, values that guides people's behavior, people themselves, what kind of people, the motivation behind why people do things and how they do things, the tools in place that the people will need or the organization will need, the workplace or the environment, is it suitable, is it something that everyone feels comfortable about, and the technology in place put by the organization also affects the culture and the way things are being done, and the type of leadership you put in place is extremely important. And all of this can be expressed in one's self-image, or the company's self-image, the inner workings, the interaction with the outside world, and also the future expectations. So to deep dive into a little bit of this, you can look at four main cultures when you put all that together, and these are called the hierarchy or bureaucratic, and then the second is the market or competitive culture, or the clan or community, as well as adhocracy and entrepreneurial culture. And here you see what that means. So basically, if you look at the bureaucratic part, it focuses more on stability and internal focus of the people. And competition simply looks externally to what are my competition, and I want to also gain stability, being ahead of my competition. Entrepreneurial focuses on flexibility to the market and also looking at what are my external competition. And community focuses more on internal development with a lot of flexibility. And here tells also a little bit more about these different parts of cultures. So it's more about what kind of focus you have, internal or external, or whether you want to be flexible and discretion in what you do, or stable to have more control of what you want to do. So there are so many companies out there, but they have to choose what approach benefits them and what kind of culture in order to maintain their lead in that market. So in order to also build a good culture, or a culture that works for a company needs to be able to change the culture in its organization at moments where it needs to, and to do that to require certain tools, and to have to know what values it stands for, what are the beliefs, the behavior that it expects, and paradigms like what are the concepts or patterns or theories that should be in place, kind of method and way of thinking. And here we simply say, for you to make an expected change, you need to have these 5 things in place, where there's a vision, the knowledge to do that, the motivation, the resources available, and what kind of plan in order to achieve that goal. Otherwise, you will go into the other parts, which are a little bit not what you want, because you miss one part of it. If you don't have a vision, people become confused. Where are we actually going to, even though they are motivated to work and there's a lot of resources and there's a plan? Or if there's no knowledge, they are anxious because they don't know what to do exactly, even when they have a vision. And also it could be that they have a vision, they have the knowledge, resources, and they have a plan, but there's no motivation, and then they resist because, yeah, I'm not really interested in doing this. And you can go on and on and on. And based on that, there are also organizational tools, where you look at what kind of leadership you want to put in place, to inspire people or to manage better using information. Or you can, for some companies work better when they intimidate, But then it's up to you as an organization to seek what is more important for you to do. And taking all this into account, that helps really every organization with its information tools and information systems in place. And this brings us to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.